Hey guys, what's going on? I know you're wondering, why are you dressed in your grad outfit from 2 years ago, like you barely fit in it anymore? But anyways, the reason I'm wearing this is because I'm going to be acting as Seattle Kraken's GM for today as we do a mock draft with DraftPro Hockey's brand new draft simulator. This is a really nice program the guys at DraftPro Hockey have put together over the past couple of months here, and it's a really interactive mock draft simulator. There's also a brand new online feature, which is what we are going to be testing today. In the online draft feature, we're able to set how many rounds we want to do, the randomness factor, the team needs factor, and yeah, you're able to get all your friends in there if you want. It could be a private or a public draft. It's really interactive, guys, and it's only going to get better as time moves on, as we start to get more of the prospects' statements in there, more of their stats in there. But it's still a very fun program, and we're going to dive into it today. And I'm going to be, of course, the Seattle Kraken. And just as everyone else gets underway here, we're going to get started pretty soon. All right, guys, and here we are. This is the DraftPro Hockey Draft Simulator here. And as you can see, this is the front page. This isn't the first page you'll see on the website, but when we're picking teams, this is the page we'll see here. And as you can see, Anaheim to the brand new Seattle Kraken, which is who I will be using today. We're able to get a couple people in here, and so far we got Detroit, Ottawa, Pittsburgh, Columbus, Montreal, and Winnipeg as the teams that are selected. Obviously, we can fit a lot more in here, but I don't know. I'm happy with the 6 we got, or 7 including myself. After here, we get to the lottery page, and on the lottery page here, you can either just use what you've got here, or you can hit the lottery. And I said we are going to be hitting it 10 times for a fair roll. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
and 10. And the LA Kings will take the first overall pick in the 2021 NHL mock draft. And I'm going to be taking 5th, Anaheim 4th, Buffalo 3rd, Columbus 2nd. And we had someone who actually chose Columbus, and Ottawa at 6th, Detroit at 7th. You get the idea here. So our first one here, we got the computer taking that. Who are they going to get? It's going to be Owen Power. Owen Power, that's not a shocker one. I mean, everyone loves Owen Power. Probably going to be like a Victor Hedman style defenseman. And Dylan Guenther goes to Columbus. That was picked by our boy Jared Brown. He's pretty high up on the list there. He's going to like that one there. And now it's my turn. Now, I've been saying this for a while. Because this draft, it's not a bad draft, but it's a bit lighter. And when there's a player like Jesper Wallstedt, a possible franchise goalie for years to come, why would you not take him as your core piece to build around your team? I'm taking Jesper Wallstedt 5th overall for the Seattle Kraken. He is going to be a great pick, guys. As you can see here, like this here, I'm just also going to show you guys this here. As you can see, we got the photo, we got their vitals and all that, their stats, you know, and a little bit of a quote there. And we're only going to get more of those as we fill out the rest of the players and stuff like that. It's going to be really good. But anyways, to go on back to Jesper Wallstedt, you know, he's a 6'3" goaltender. I'm pretty sure he's not big, like he's not anything like Sebastian Cossa, who's going in this draft later, but he's just such a solidified goaltender who's played at the professional level for almost 2 years now already, and he's proven he could play at this level. He's just absolutely phenomenal. Just a great goalkeeper all around with, you know, he could probably play in the NHL in 2-3 years. Like, that's how special this guy is. He is something else, and I think Seattle would have a fun time taking someone like this early in the draft. To catch up on a little bit of the selections we had here, we got Fabian Lysell, we had William Eklund, Matty Beniers. Matty Beniers was taken 7th by Dan, and it's going fast here. I got the computer. I set him at 5. Maybe I should have set him at 10 seconds, but we got Matthew Coronado, Kent Johnson going to the Canucks, Simon Edvinsson to Calgary, Zach LaRoe to Dallas, Logan Stankoven to the Rangers. That's one I really like. That's a good one. Lambos to the Blues. That one's not too bad either. And to Nashville, we got Chaz Lucius. He's got a pretty good shot. His skating, he's been injured for a while, but he's proven that he's doing a pretty good job. He has the ability to get drafted pretty high. In Montreal, we got Mason McTavish. Brendan Othman to the Oilers, that's someone who could fit in there very well, very gritty, kind of like that Brad Marchand style of player. And Atu Rati is going to go join his boys Anton Lundell over in Florida there. That's a pretty good pick. And there's a very good pick there. As I was saying, the other goaltender going in this draft, Sebastian Cossa, he's someone who could go really high. I could see him going in the top 20, early second round. He's such a versatile goalie. I don't think he's got the ceiling as a guy like Wallstedt, but he is doing wonders over there with the Edmonton Oil Kings over there. He's just he's a phenomenal keeper. Jared Brown taking Cole Sillinger and Stanislav Svozil 29th and 30th. Those are some pretty good picks. Sillinger is a very hardworking guy. Svozil, he's not too flashy, but he's a strong skater. He's a pretty good two-way defender. He could really do a lot for his team. All right, and we're coming up on our first second-round pick. We're picking 34th overall, and there's a lot of guys still here. We got Zach Dean, Shibrikov, Bourgault, Restchuk, Martino. There are a couple guys in here that are really, really, really good. And two guys I particularly have my eyes on are Isaac Rosen and Dylan Duke. Both of these guys are like Rosen. His stats may not say that, but if you've been watching him at the U18s, this guy's an absolute dynamite player. Everything he does is just so fast. He's got a wicked one-timer. I love guys who shoot left and play on the right wing. He's just an exciting player overall. And Dylan Duke is just a hard-working motor of a player. He's so dirty in front of the net. He'll do anything to get his team the W. And if we're talking about guys, though, if we want to go with the more Swedish guy, or do we want to go with the grit and grind, someone you can build, like, you know, he's a guy you can play a top 6 center, top 9 center. I think I'm gonna take Dylan Duke, the American boy going to Seattle, the first American player. Obviously, one thing about all this, though, is I will say we don't know. Seattle could get more draft picks as the draft actually comes along, and once they do their and once they do their actual fantasy draft, when they take a pick from every team there, it might be a bit different. We might see more or less picks go for Seattle. But anyways, this is how we're doing it for now. Dylan Duke, though. There's a very good pick. Obviously, it was by the computer, but Samu Tumala for the Kings. That is a snag. He's such a diverse player, guys. I've been watching him over the U18s last, but I might throw a highlight in here too. I don't care if those ones are against Germany. This guy's a real deal. Everything he does just happens in a split instant. He is just so fast. Everything, the way his brain processes the game, it's so cerebral. Great player. Dan is stacking up his Red Wings a lot here. Logan Mailloux, he's a hard-working skater. He's a big two-way defenseman. He's pretty strong on the puck. And earlier I saw him pick Xavier Bourgault. He's a pretty good, I hope I'm saying it right, but he is a very, very, very strong two-way forward. He's not a very strong skater, but his shooting and passing, his vision is just great. All right, and we've arrived at our third round pick, and honestly, I'm looking at it. I saw Connor Roulette get taken by the Habs. That was someone I was keeping my eyes on because he is a Seattle Thunderbird, and I think that would just be, that'd just be nice. It'd be full circle. You get to play your whole career, starting from junior all the way into the NHL, playing in Seattle. I thought that'd be pretty cool. We've drafted a franchise goalie. We've drafted probably a pretty good top 9 center. And now, do we go for defense? Vinny Iorio is an interesting one because he's kind of like that Tyler Myers kind of guy. He's not a crazy skater, but he's got a little bit of speed behind him, and he's got some pretty good two-way capabilities. But if I'm looking at the rest of them here, I see one that really catches my eyes, and he is also very close to Seattle, and that is Olen Zellweger. He just had a very good night actually at the U18s. He had 4 assists. He's a tinier guy, but don't let that confuse you. He's deadly in his own corners there. He's a very good puck distributor. His passing can sometimes be a little bit iffy at times, but he is just his skating, his 4-way capabilities on skating, his agility, his edge work, he's just incredible. So you know what? We're going to take Olen Zellweger, 66th overall to the Seattle Kraken. Stay a little bit home there, close to Everett. A little drive there if you want to go hang out with your friends that you played with in junior. Here's something I also just want to bring up while we wait for our 4th round pick. There's also this trade option here that is really cool where you have the ability to trade your picks or your picks that you've already made, and you're able to do it with the players that have the current pick here. So obviously for a fact here, we got Detroit here, we got Dan, we got his picks right here, we got Bourgault, Mailloux, Rosen. We're able to trade our guys, our assets for his if we really want to. I don't feel like it right now, but I'm just letting you know that the option's there. It's a very, very cool setup we got here. This is a bunch of new stuff that they've added since last year. It's just a great program. Dan from Detroit just took a pick that I personally really wanted there, Alexei Himosami. He is a very, 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 very exciting defenseman to watch. I was catching him a little bit yesterday with the U18s. He's a pretty dangerous 4-way lateral mover, much like Zellweger. He's a bit more length than Zellweger. He doesn't play as hard of a defensive game, but I really like his offensive upside. He's a pretty cool defender. All right, 98th overall, our 4th round pick. There's a couple of guys here, a couple of more defensemen. Do we want to build from the ground up with Seattle? I don't know. I think it's something we might want to do. We've already got a left-handed defender, and Shai Boom is a very, very... That one's pretty tempting. But obviously the guy at the top here is also pretty interesting. Roman Schmidt. I'm a big fan of him. He's a big 6'5" guy. He's not a huge skater or anything like that, but a very physical two-way. He's got a booming slapper. I think that's someone I want to pick. Have him, a little Zellweger and big Roman Schmidt. I can see something like that. I like him. So that was our 4th round pick, Roman Schmidt. And here we are, 5th round. And I've been looking at, I've been seeing like who's been like going out. Sean Shigell is someone I maybe would have wanted to pick up. Other guys like Connor Lark are pretty good. Jalen Lipin is one I really am fond of as a, as an overager in the draft. He's a really good player. But 130th, looking around at what's still available, we've been taking our defensemen, we've been taking our centers. I think it's time we get a winger. And one that really catches my eyes right away. This guy, he can play center or the wing. And it's the second coming, Robert Orr, aka Bobby Orr. I like to call him Bobby Orr the second, but he's proven a very good season in Halifax over there. He's a very talented goal scorer. Everything else, he's also very creative. He's a very talented stick handler. He's got a little bit of size to him. He can play a little bit feisty. That's someone I want to pick up on our team. And also just the name. Why wouldn't you want to pick him up? He's the second coming. Robert Orr, 5th round pick, Seattle Kraken. Let's get going. All right, here we are, next pick, 162nd overall. There's a lot of stuff we can go for in this part of the draft here. There are some good guys. We already got a goalie, so a guy like Talon Boyko may not make too much sense. He could be a trading asset in the future, but I don't feel like doing that. I feel like going off the walls. Tyson Kozak's a very diligent two-way forward, just a hound on face-offs. But I'm looking a bit more down here. This is someone who impressed me in the World Juniors this year, and that is Florian Elias. He's doing pretty good in the DEL this year. He also is an overager in this draft, but he's someone I had a lot of fun watching. He's just a good guy to have in front of the net. He'll polish off those dirty ones. He gets in those tight areas, and he gets the job done. I'm taking Florian Elias with the 162nd overall pick. All right, 194th overall. Our last pick in the draft. I think, yes, our last pick in the draft. We're finally here. There's Tyson Kozak right there. I said I wanted him earlier, and that is very tempting. Although, I like to dream big. And I know I said we don't need another goalie. But there's one goalie that has been bugging me for the past 2 years. He hasn't been drafted, but he works so hard. Also, Attilio Biasca, that's another guy I really would like. But I'm doing this for the content, and this is someone that I want on my team because I think he could be a very good project. I think this is a guy who could really make a difference in the NHL one day. And you already know who it is if you've been following my channel for a while. Taylor Gauthier. Super athletic, can do the splits. He's a bit of a smaller guy. His recovery is out of this world. His glove hand, he's got that right hand glove. If you don't know me, I love right-handed goalies. I think they screw up everyone. I think they catch people off guard. And Taylor Gauthier, he's such an athletic goalie, guys. I love what he's able to do. His passion that he's put into his work every single year, he's just improved. I'm sorry, he plays on such a crappy PG Cougars team that they don't help him out at all. They don't help him out, and sadly the team's getting good all of a sudden now, but it's going to be his last year in the WHL. He's a very useful goalie, and I think he's a wild card in the next few years. He can be someone you can either see in the NHL as a fringe starter, maybe even a starter, or he might just crumble. But he's someone that I would take the risk on. And for a team that has, that shouldn't have any regrets right now in this upcoming draft, Seattle Kraken, why not? All right, there we go, and you know what? I'm fine with that. Vancouver taking Tyson Kozak. There's a top 9 guy for you in the next 3-4 years. I love that pick. Good job, computer. Just because he went in the 7th round doesn't mean you're anything less than anyone else in this draft. Like I said, that's the one thing about this draft, guys. It can be crazy. There can be guys that you wouldn't even heard about that live in Turkmenistan, like the guys like Wayne Glensky, those guys over there. You can just see these guys pop out anywhere between the 3rd and 4th round this year, and you can see guys that you maybe even thought that would go a bit higher may not even get drafted. It's such a funny draft this year, and it's gonna be a crapshoot. It's literally gonna be a crapshoot, worse than any other year ever. Especially guys that had to, miss out playing in the OHL this year. Although there is that new play-in tournament that they're doing in Erie that they're gonna try and do in the next I think 2 weeks. No, at the end of May. They're gonna try that at the end of May. But anyways, I don't know. It's gonna be funny. There are so many guys in this draft that can just either be all the way up here or all the way down here. It's gonna be very fuzzy in here. Very fuzzy. And with the final pick in the draft, the Colorado Avalanche select Tyler Haskins. And anyways, that's it, guys. Look at this here. As we can see on the top right here, we got the Seattle Kraken. Top pick, Jesper Wallstedt, if you've already forgotten. He's going to be a franchise goalie. I think he's going to be better than a guy like Askarov. This is a guy you're going to see his name for at least 2 decades. Could easily be another kind of Henrik Lundqvist, literally coming from Sweden as well. Just awesome. This is just an awesome little tool here. If you want to have fun with your friends, or if you want to take something pretty serious, it's just a great mix for anything, guys. I hope you guys had fun watching the Seattle Kraken. Tell me who you would have drafted below. Obviously, go over to Twitter, send me your drafts at me on Twitter. Do whatever you want. I'm hoping you guys go and try, invest some time in this tool. Have some fun with it. All in all, guys, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.